Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Cosmic Crucible defense setup video. We are back with season 15 of Cosmic Crucible. I have my thoughts about these room rules. The first room, of course, combat support, is going to be a repeat from what we experienced in the U16 episodes last week. It is going to be the most significant room, in my opinion. Along with that Spore's attack, which is also quite interesting. The rest of the rooms are pretty much going to be a nothing burger. Exception is if you have Professor X, that negative energy room could be interesting. We will go over all the rooms. I don't have Professor X, of course I'm free to play. The first room is based on the number of vulnerables your characters can receive. I've seen people place Thanos endgame with annihilators in this room, which in my opinion is a mistake, because not only you're landing vulnerables on the enemy team, but also with Thanos popping off when he drops below 50. But also you're not getting vulnerables, because 3-piece annihilators with Gladiator above 50% health is going to prevent them from receiving any of the vulnerables. So they're not going to do any additional damage. They need to have more vulnerables in order to deal additional 100% damage per vulnerable. A couple of different options for this room. I've seen people use Omega Red and Phoenix Force, which is also another strong option. I personally went ahead with this team here because first, Starjammers is not going to work on this team, so you have to actually have Odin on offense to be able to counter this. Additionally, when Null goes, when Mephisto goes, and each character that does their ult, they're gonna do additional damage, plus that Shadow King popping off back and forth. And on top of that, you have Black Knight Taunt and Retaliate mechanic to deal with, pretty much shutting down Immortal X-Men, as well as, what should we call it, and Starjammers. So basically shutting down those two teams. You could still go in with a combination of Kahori, Old Logan, Apocalypse, Odin or Mephisto, but in my opinion, as long as it's gonna suck up a chunk of big characters from my opponent, I'm happy with this room. So that's the first room down for you guys. Second room is Aggrowed. It's interesting. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. So characters that have taunt gain offense up. So clearly the taunting characters like Gladiator could be a potential good option here. However, I think for this room, you want to go in with fast characters, and personally I went ahead with the 3-piece Spider Society members, along with Guardian and Captain Britain. Captain Britain's job mainly is to prevent the likes of Superior 6, which could be an easy counter to Spider Society. I do have my entire team almost as a striker, with Peter B as a skirmisher. So basically any type of attack that they do, and we have Powder going fast, applying a speed up to the team. Basically they're gonna apply the striker skirmisher combo, and they're going to be triple tap, quadruple tapping, and it's going to be overwhelming. I mean, still can be countered easily with Old Man Logan or so, but I think it's, as long as it sucks up a big team, I'm happy with it. Mistakenly, people can go in with Superior and still get destroyed, but the fact that Paviter is so fast, is going to be faster than Vulture and Green Goblin Classic, with the presence of Captain Britain in this room, and they can wreck some nerds. And third room is going to be negative energy. It's nothing crazy. I just went in with my extreme rogue Dormammu team. I mean, Dormammu will constantly have the stun. Rogue will constantly have the ability there, and most importantly, we have Nightcrawler with constant stuns and applying speed bar to the team. This still can be caballed. It can be superior as well, but it is what it is. It's a nothing burger room anyways. I was considering putting Old Man Logan here instead of Dormammu, or Quasar instead of Dormammu, for the fact that Quasar synergizes very well with the exposed mechanic, and is going to reduce the enemy speed bar whenever somebody gets exposed, and Nightcrawler goes fast and applies the exposed. Quasar himself is pretty fast at 129 speed and applies the immunity off the bat to the allied side. However, still can be caballed, so I figured I'm going to be better off using Old Man Logan on offense and Quasar elsewhere. So this is what we have set up. It's a nothing burger room, nothing too crazy. Up next we have a Spore attacks. This is also another significant room which does perma damage, and perma damage is pretty important, especially if you're going to do passive damage. So any pingers here would work pretty well, as such as Black Knight, such as Omega Sentinel, such as Gambit stats is a little bit outdated, but Black Knight can be a good option here too. The team that I have set up is going to be this team right here. Reason why is that there are two speedsters or fast characters on this team, Omega Red and Kahori, which they have to be wary of. Additionally, we do have a Taunter who is not a protector, so Omega Red will still get his passive speed because he's unable to apply taunt to any protector allies. And yeah, they're gonna be stuck behind the taunt. We have Phoenix also putting people under stealth. We have Thanos endgame with extra 50% damage to pop off and does the perma damage. And yeah, this is the team I'm going with. I'm sure it can be immortaled. However, I think if they make a mistake and they target Thanos too early, with Omega Red also passively stealing health from the allied side, Thanos pops off, it could kill a couple of characters. So that's what I'm banking on right here. And I'm not using Phoenix Source or any of these characters on offense, so this is what I'm going with here. Room 5, also a nothing burger. It's going to be Thunderbolt team. Thunderbolt members get some buffs, and for the first week I have Thunderbolt members unlocked, so I'm just placing them here. There's nothing else that comes to mind for this room. We might evolve into something different, but also with this room I'm banking on Ghost countering, Taskmaster countering with that extra 100% crit chance. They're going to do a lot of damage. Also, Songbird is pretty fast. I think about the same speed as Black Cat, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to go ahead with the initial ult and does a fuck ton of damage. Also going to apply traumas and stuff. I'm not really counting on this room too much. It can be targeted with I don't know, New Warriors, whatever you name it, New Warriors, Ares, Apocalypse, Old Man Logan, pretty much any Crucible team you place here, they're gonna run over this room, so it doesn't matter what you put in here. Last room, this is also a nothing burger room in my opinion. Reason being, it's on turn end that it removes safeguard and trauma. So common misconception is that people placing teams that do not start with buffs Reason being, they think it's going to be removed, so they prefer teams that get the buffs as they go. I've seen people put Liberty here, which Liberty, to be honest, guys, it's a nothing team. It's not, doesn't hold against anything. It's gonna be run over by Superior plus Mysterio. I don't think Liberty is a good idea here. I don't think any teams that don't get buffs is a good idea here. I think actually you are better off going in with the buffs. The reason being that you're gonna end your turn with the buffs. So if your team members don't get the buffs, they're gonna keep their buffs until it's flipped or until they take their turn. So pretty much for this room, I'm going with this team. I think this is going to mess up with Immortal. Reason being, they will not be able to stun Gore because he has the immunity with Quasar being there. Additionally, we have the exposed synergies between Super Skrull and Quasar, and if they hard target Super Skrull, Quasar will pop off. He's 129 speed, he's pretty fast. I'm thinking Immortal can still beat this, but the fact that when Immortal gets to their turn, they're gonna lose their buffs. This could be interesting. It could potentially mess up with them. Also, they rely on applying trauma and disrupt off the bat with Jean Grey, which they're going to be removing when they take their turn. So if Super Skrull doesn't die and gets to its turn, this team could withstand Immortal X-Men. However, I think better option. I think I made a mistake here, guys. I mean, as you guys can see, Crucible has already started. We wanted to put Dormammu here. Actually, I think Dormammu instead of Silver Surfer would have been a better option. My thought process was that Super Skrull gets synergies between two villains, two heroes. So I went ahead with Silver Surfer here. Keep the 3-piece Annihilators. However, if you can put in, instead of Silver Surfer, put in Black Knight or Dormammu. This could mess up with Immortals very well. Reason being, Black Knight will have the taunt, so Storm cannot stun Quasar or Gore or Super Skrull, so they are going to take their turn. And Dormammu also, if they end up not finishing off some characters, especially Gladiator being super thick, they're with the Storm ults, they're gonna come back and they're gonna ruin the efficiency there. But we're rolling with these teams here. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I do have a few other videos with Danger Room and my thoughts, so you guys watch out for that. Quite an interesting game mode, in fact. And we do have another Crucible video coming up as well. So yeah, keep tuned. I appreciate you guys tuning into another video, and I will see you guys on the next